Good Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Brooke Martell. Here is what you need to know for your Saturday. May gray, it is back, and it could impact that beach day for you. But one thing you'll notice too, the temperatures are going to be trending a little bit cooler. We have those gusty wind conditions, and this is predominantly over the mountains and desert regions. If you're going to be over those areas, it's going to be wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour, possibly even stronger than that. But even west of the mountains, you're going to feel that steady breeze along the coast over the valleys as well. And taking a look here at the coast, elevated surf there for today. So we'll break down the details with that in just a moment. Here's what it feels like across the county around 6 a.m. Not too bad because of that cloud cover, that marine layer, May gray, kind of insulating San Diego County. So keeping us close to the 50s and 60s as we're getting that morning started. If you're heading to the coastline, specifically La Jolla, high rip current risk for today. This is up and down the coast actually. Wave heights here from about 3 to 5 feet, but could be elevated across other areas along other areas of the coastline. We're getting that high tide peaking around 11 a.m. Low tide returns just before 4 o'clock. Take a look at your temperatures though. We're right around those mid to upper 60s here. That sunshine is going to try to peek through as we get into this afternoon. We'll have some of the breezy westerly winds developing that could help kind of mix things up a little bit more in the atmosphere, allowing for that sunshine. Back to what's going on here. If you're heading to the beach, we have that beach hazard statement all along our coastline here for the entire coast of San Diego County, highlighted in this turquoise coloring. And this is actually going into effect tonight at 6 o'clock. This will last until Monday morning at 9 a.m. What we're looking at within that time period will be wave heights from 4 to 7 feet, and that high tide will be higher than normal. We're talking 6.5 to about 7 feet. There is that potential for some areas where you have those low-lying parking lots that we could get some minor coastal flooding. Not a big deal, but something to be aware of if you are heading there. Highest surf will be on the west and northwest facing beaches, so places like Del Mar, La Jolla, even Mission Beach. El Cajon today, you're looking at mostly cloudy skies for this morning, even heading into this afternoon. Once we get into that 2 o'clock hour, better chances for some of that sunshine as those wind speeds start to pick up. But look at your temperatures by that point for El Cajon, 71 degrees. That is definitely below the seasonal average here. So across the county, we'll go back to the coastline. If you have the beach day planned, it's going to be one of those days you're going to head there. It's nice heading to the coastline, right? But you're going to be stuck with some of the cloudy skies, that May gray throughout the morning, heading into the afternoon. Your temperatures definitely not going to be on the warmer side, mid to upper 60s. Bring the extra layer, especially if you're a native of Southern California. These are cooler temperatures for us, right? And taking a look at the Inland Valley communities, doesn't really warm up too much from there. Upper 60s to about the mid 70s. We have 69 for La Mesa, 74 for El Cajon. 60s over your mountain communities. We're talking about low to mid 60s today. And then we're still really warm. We're dry over the desert region, 90 degrees in the forecast. Let's take a look at the departure from normal. This is always really interesting. So really right where we should be for this time of the year along the coastline, not far from it, even for places like Santee, only 2 degrees below the average, about 6 below for Ramona. But you could see we're typically for this time of the year trending closer to 80 degrees, but now we're closer to those low 70s. Borrego Springs actually about 3 degrees above the average. So let's time a couple things out for you here for these wind speeds. You can actually see this morning by about 8:30, not too bad, pretty mild. You have some of the cloud cover overhead, but by about 9:40, 9:45, just before 10 a.m., we're looking at some of those winds to start to pick up more over the mountains, over the desert region. And this is an area that's going to be under that wind advisory. I'll show you more on that in just a moment. But as we continue into the rest of your day, even areas west of the mountains, just get that steady breeze going. The coastline, we're looking at the inland valleys, those winds from 15 to 20 miles per hour. So that's breezy for us, but stronger over the higher elevations in the desert region. I mean, look at this. By this afternoon, over Borrego Springs, up to about 50 miles per hour. And then we're looking at the potential for more of that cloud cover to make its way back over the coast, over the valleys. Getting into tonight, there's that potential that this marine layer could be deep enough to actually produce a little bit of drizzle, some mist. As we go into early tomorrow morning, we're still looking at some of those breezy, even gusty winds over the mountains and the desert region. So back to the wind advisory. You could see this goes into effect at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's covering your mountains, covering your desert region. It is going to last until tomorrow night, until 11 o'clock. Westerly winds from 25 to 35 miles per hour. Those wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour for the mountains, for the desert region. 10-day forecast looks like this. You can see your daytime highs. They actually stay on the cooler side through Sunday. And this is going to be a trend that actually starts to pick up a little bit more by Monday. You can see we start to rebound with those temperatures. We have low 70s at the coast, upper 70s by that time for the inland valleys. Then we continue to warm from there. We're looking at some 80s by next week over the inland valley communities. Here's a look at the mountains. 60s over the next 3 days, and then we'll get back into those 70s even for the desert region. We're starting to trend down a little bit more Sunday into Monday before we start to see those temperatures hover right around triple digits, close to about midweek next week. Have a great day.